Music. All right. So I just let it play. Checking my Amazon order. Hang on. Getting my new ring light tomorrow. Priorities.
Right.
It'll die inside.
Oh.
My wife got this one. Hello.
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 Welcome. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Burning River Browns Talk of the Fans First Sports Network. Well, it's the Fanatical Elves Network that's a subsidiary of the Fans First Sports Network. Thank you for joining us. I am Lou Marconi at L Marconi251 on Instagram, at L Marconi1973 on X, just to complicate things. I'm joined with Sherry, Cat Eyes.
My hockey team.
Oh, Nashville Predators.
No,
I'm kidding. Florida.
I know you're kidding. That's why it was. You just wanted a reaction.
Yes. I know it's the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
Not the Carolina Panthers. I know. I'm at Browns Fan Girl on Twitter, at Browns Fan Girl on Instagram as well. And
Well,
X.
no, it's a different Instagram, but it's okay.
What's your Instagram? Go ahead. What's your Instagram? So people can stalk you.
Budgie M. BUDGIEM. Yep.
Budgie M.
Mm-hmm.
Budgie M. Okay, Budgie M. And of course, Megan Donovan. Hey, thank you for joining us at Megan D44 on X. Tim Lyons says, have a great show. Thank you, Tim. Well, you know what? Since you did that, I'm going to put it up there. Thank you, Tim. Hey. Yeah, just Cincinnati Bengals.
There you go, Tim. We'll be a team player.
Yeah.
He got cat eyes.
Yeah. And he got Meg is at Megan D44 on Twitter X. So thank you for joining us. And before we go any further, I do have to pause for sponsors because we have bills to pay. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Good. Well, I heard some noise in the background, but I think we're okay. Thank you for pausing. Hey, I want to go over something with you. I'm going to share it. We're going to talk about the schedule. We're going to talk about the Brown schedule. Meg's like excited. She's eating and she's just hanging out.
I'm such a good vibe going right now.
Yeah, me too.
You got the good vibe on the schedule. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's do this. Did you see Megan, did you see the video released by the Browns?
Absolutely amazing.
Wasn't
okay, well, I'm gonna play it. I have it queued up.
Oh, okay, cool.
But before we do that, I wanted to share this. So you could see this. I like this graphic. I love this graphic because it's a bowling score sheet.
Oh yeah.
And I am a season ticket holder, so I plan to be at every home game. Harvey and I talked a little bit today and see. What's that?
I said I have season tickets and I will be at every home game.
Yes, I'll be seeing Sherry at every home game. Now, will Matt be joining you at every home game?
No idea. No idea.
I'll go in his spot.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Megan will be there. Are you the same? Are you in 505?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm still in the same spot, 503, but we're at row 27.
Right.
Anybody wants to come find me, I'll be up there. We're covered. we liked it because we were covered. So especially like the first game of the season, that Cincinnati game last year, we're covered. We're dry. we're just sitting there. We're like, all right, cool. But I was funny. My wife was here where we live in Russell Township in Geauga County. I texted her. I said, "Is it raining?" She said, "No, it's cloudy, but it's not raining." It was only raining over the stadium at that game.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's interesting, but okay. So look, I'm the what? Okay, we've seen the schedule. We've gone over this. Megan, what game are you most excited about?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really excited for this Cowboys game. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be great to start the season. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like that it's not like an early division game. I
Yeah,
love it.
if you pay attention, and I put this in an article that I wrote, we're not starting to play anybody in the division.
So week 7.
Yeah, week 7. If you
Yeah,
see here, if you follow my cursor, can you see my cursor?
yeah. I see it now.
Yeah,
Hmm.
okay. So it's like week 7, and that's home against Cincinnati, and that looks like it's a Sunday 1 o'clock game, if I'm
Yep.
not mistaken. And then you got the next week we got at home against Baltimore. Then we have home against San Diego. Los Angeles, excuse me. I still
Yeah.
call them San
No,
Diego
you're good.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
I
California.
still California. Yeah, it's like an hour and a half away from
Hmm.
Los Angeles is San Diego. But the Chargers. Then we got the bye week with the Brownie Elf there. But yeah, this is really after this Saints game. This is when it gets tough, in
Oh
my
yeah.
opinion. And you got we got Thursday night Pittsburgh here. Okay, that's tough. I think we should be able to win that, but I'm not going to start picking wins and losses. But then we go on the road to Monday night in Denver, and then on a short week we have to go to Pittsburgh and play them there. That
That's easy enough. That's
that's
like
tough.
2 hours. It's
Trust
easy. It's fine. It's
me,
fine. They'll smoke
We have
Pittsburgh.
We
I'm
have
not
Kansas City
not
here,
worried. Not worried.
Cincinnati, Miami here. Now this is a Sunday night game.
Yeah,
This
that game's gonna be lit.
Yeah, that game, and then the Baltimore game that could be flexed. That could be a Saturday night or a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
The last game is probably could be for the division.
I bet if it's like you just said, if it's for the division, I bet you they flex that
Yeah,
easily. And I was like listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, might have been yesterday,
was
and
it
they were
Joe Burrow?
going over the new NFL flex rules.
Okay.
And I believe that they only need like 10 days notice now versus it was like 15 or 20 to flex a game.
Hmm.
So it can be flexed pretty like soon.
Okay.
Like
So
regardless of like like looking into the standing. So they're like midway through the season and they're like, "Hey guys, this is coming down to like a division game. Let's flex it."
yeah, if it comes down to it, I didn't really. It wasn't a podcast I was familiar with, so I didn't really listen to it. But the title of it was saying the Browns can start 5-0
I would say 4-2.
to start the
Yeah.
first 6.
Dolphins
Yeah.
early.
I'd say at least get 4-2 out of that.
Dallas win. Jaguars win.
Giants suck. Giants are
Lions win. Raiders question mark.
There's like a couple teams in there where like
Yeah.
you should win, but like
Yeah.
it's the
Well,
Browns.
yeah,
so,
the
like,
Raiders. That's
something
why I put a
crazy.
question. That's why I put a
Well,
question mark
the
on the
Raiders
Raiders.
always play the Browns tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always
so
difficult,
that's why I put a
especially if
question
it's
mark
there.
there.
Yeah, it's in
There's a
Vegas.
reason. There's a reason I put a question mark there.
I don't blame you for putting a
Um,
question mark there. And then also we got
Washington will beat them. Eagles again question mark.
yeah. So you say at least 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like that's pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
yeah. And then when we hit Cincinnati, Baltimore, and L.A. Chargers, could we? Would you say? Well, let's say 6-3 after 9.
That'd be a good
Yeah.
spot to be in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see like I probably could pull it up, but like the Bengals schedule to start. Like who do they play up until us?
Yeah, I know the Steelers when their last 8 games, they have all 6 of their divisional games. Okay.
Oh shoot.
And they play the Chiefs and the Eagles.
Wow.
That's their last 8.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's a lot of their people are complaining about the schedule. I saw that and I'm like, woof.
So Bengals start with Patriots,
Oof.
Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs right out the gate.
Yeah.
Wow.
Commanders, Panthers,
Damn.
Ravens,
Look at
and
that.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, they're gonna have a good defense, but it's like I said, I think they're in quarterback purgatory and they don't even know it.
Yeah, they are. They're totally. Yeah, you're 100% right with that.
Well, once in a while it happens.
Oh,
I'm actually right. No, I'm just kidding. It's just
I know,
when my wife actually tells me I'm right, I'm like, what? What'd you say?
you're
What?
like, somebody mark it down. Somebody
Mark it down.
mark
I'm
it
right.
down. She said it. I'm
Oh yeah,
right.
she rolls her eyes and I'm not even gonna start doing my Trump imitation. That's just, when we were at the Top Dog tailgate, I was imitating Trump and walking around. People were laughing. I was joking about it. My wife was, they were washing my daughter's hands with bottles of water. And she's just going, I'm going to hear that the whole ride home. I'm going to hear him do this. That's what she was telling Sherry. And I didn't do it.
Encourage. Yeah.
All right. I was doing Trump.
He
That's
did
what I was doing. So, but yeah, I don't know about. So what was Cincinnati's? They had the Patriots.
Patriots, Chiefs,
Ooh.
Commanders, Panthers,
Oh. Okay.
Ravens.
All right.
Oh, Ravens.
Okay. Yeah. So they're like they could start out quick too. A lot of it seems like I like the fact that we're playing our divisional games later because we could figure things out. Bengals going 10-7. That's what Tim thinks. Yes, mark it on the calendar.
Which one? Which calendar? That one?
Which calendar?
My own
Yes.
calendar at home?
Are we talking? Are we talking about the Julian calendar, the Gregorian calendar,
The Jewish calendar?
the Hebrew calendar? Sure.
We
Sure.
need specifics. We are very.
The Roman calendar. That's what we go by. So
We need facts. We only
Yeah.
agree with facts on this podcast. We are
Yes. Well,
extremely fact oriented.
they had to add 2 months in the Roman calendar because the seasons weren't matching up. Then that's where they added July and August for Julius Caesar and Caesar Augustus. Yep.
Look at that. More
A little history fact, because if you think about it, December Deca is 10, but it's actually the 12th month. October should be like octopus 8, but it's the 10th month. So see. Let's see. What's his comment say? I was talking about you being right by your wife. Mark it on the calendar. Oh my yes, I should just air out all my marital problems here.
Air your grievances.
Air my grievances on a
It's
podcast.
Festivus
She'll
every
love that.
Friday.
No, I don't have grievances. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. So is she. At least that's what she tells me. So we're good. Thank you, Tim. But okay, talking about the schedule, back to it. I'm not sure what Baltimore's is like. I know the Steelers back end, that those last 8 games are brutal because the divisional games. The reason why we have one of the toughest schedules is because our division is the toughest in the NFL. I had to say this.
This is a safe place.
It is a safe place. It is a safe
friendly.
Place. It's a safe place. Thank you.
I'm not singing Kumbaya for anybody, though.
No, I don't blame you. Okay. Let me see, because I always say this too. Every year we win games we're supposed to lose, and we lose games we're supposed to win.
Right.
Do you see? I could see us stealing a game on here that people didn't think we'd have a chance. And can I pick that one if you guys let me? I say the Chiefs.
Oh, I was gonna guess the Chiefs. Yeah.
Oh,
because I'm going to say that because we weren't supposed to beat the 49ers.
Right. Yeah.
And we beat them we had PJ Walker at quarterback. I mean, seriously, if we had Watson and Chubb, it wouldn't even have been close.
Right. We didn't have a full Chubb. We didn't even have a half Chubb.
No.
We were all at a Chubb.
We were all at a Chubb. And speaking of which, there was an interesting video dropped today with Quincy Carrier was talking about where realistically where he thinks he's at. It was speculation on his part,
Uh-huh.
but it was about where he thinks he's at in his rehab. And when we really will know when he's close to being back, it'll be when you're seeing videos of him squatting like 500 pounds.
Okay.
That's pretty much what to look
That
for.
makes sense, though.
Oh yeah, yeah, because you saw the video of him running on that track, right? Did you see
Yeah.
that, Megan?
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I guess somebody said that they were expecting him to be back at week 8, which is kind of later than whenever people are expecting. We're like more week 5 or 6, maybe even 4, 5, or 6.
Mhm.
And the reason that came up was for somebody on the Bleacher Report was their speculation. So their people took that as gospel. So, which is complete bullshit. So, well, and it was heavy on the Browns that wrote it, and they're if you follow them, and they're more on the negative side. And it's not being critical. I'm just making an observation.
Right.
They are. That's just what they do. So if you want the negative stuff, you can definitely look at them. They'll probably, but that's really where it came from. And he said, well, really, you don't know yet. You really don't. But seeing him running on the track is positive. And I even said I was seeing him when he broke the guitar.
Right.
6 weeks out, he was walking up steps without crutches or brace, and he smashed the guitar. So I was like, this guy he had his second knee surgery on November 14th. Also, Quincy Carrier's video had like details what the ACL and MCL are and what his injury entailed. He had a much worse injury when he played at Georgia in 2015.
Right.
So it was a lot worse. But Nate, is there a game you could see us stealing on here that we win that we're not supposed to win? You can say Kansas City if you want to. I know that's the one I picked.
I'll go Miami.
Okay.
I think they're still going to be really good this season.
You think the Dolphins are?
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty cool that they're going to be here on a Sunday night, nationally televised game at the end, like 4 days after Christmas. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I feel like it'll be like the Jets game this season. Like it'll be like real. Like if the season goes the way that like we expected to, that game will have like a lot of hype, a lot of meaning.
And you know what was awesome that was probably the coolest halftime show that I ever had to watch.
It was like the coolest like intro halftime. Yeah. The fourth quarter hype thing. Remember when they shut all the lights off for the fourth quarter too? I was like, this is the greatest game I think I've ever been to.
And all the lights were flashing.
Yeah, this is like Super Bowl level crap we got going on here already.
That was probably like the loudest I've ever heard that stadium, like consistently. Yeah. It was loud.
I was trying to think. I remember that kid that plays the guitar. I forgot his name for the life of me. You know who I'm talking about? The kid that plays guitar at the games. Yeah, he was playing, and then they had a drummer and they had a DJ, and they're just playing these songs. It was just like, and the flashes on the phone, the lights went with the.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Like I said, I felt like that was like Super Bowl level.
Yeah. It was like
really
we're getting
cool. Ready for it,
Oh yeah. Is there what, Sherry? What game do you think they could pull out here that they're not supposed to? You could pick any one of them.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go early on. I'm gonna say the Eagles, because the Eagles are questionable. I'm gonna say that we're going to just mow them over.
You think we're going to beat up on the Eagles?
Yeah, I do.
They did fall apart last year at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So if that carries over, and by the time we get to week 6, if they're not playing well, it could just drag on them.
Yeah, because we'll get them fresh. We'll be fresh, so that'll be, I think, a little more in our favor. Like it'll be because it won't be. Nobody will be tired, and well, who knows? But
I think the biggest thing for us is to stay healthy, because we had a lot. I challenge any other NFL team to go through what we went through last year.
Right.
Be down to your 4th and 5th tackles, lose your starting all-pro probably best in the league running back and lose your star quarterback.
Yeah,
and still win 11 games. I mean, 100%. That's just that plus the one thing they did too is they led the league in pick sixes. The Browns did.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, they did, and still won 11 games. Like essentially, they should have. They did 2 pick sixes against the Bears, but the one ended up on the 1 yard line. They still scored the touchdown, and like it took them 4 plays to do it, but the Bears did.
Right.
But that defense against the Bears was just lights out. I mean, that's really. I mean, how we won that game, I still have no idea. So that was one.
We'll just enjoy it. Let's just didn't just.
I did
in the big dub.
Yep. So really, essentially, is there a game that you could see them dropping that they're not supposed to drop? Do you want me to go first?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. I think in the Thursday night in Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
Thursday night in Cincinnati, I could see that and them losing that game because 60% of the time the home team wins on Thursday night. We're going to be coming off of a Chiefs game. It's not, So I'm just thinking that one's possible.
That's
that we
logical.
might drop that one.
That's definitely logical.
Hey, Megan, what about you?
It's a toss-up. But I think I'm gonna stick with the Denver.
Oh, yeah, because we don't play well in Denver.
We do not play well in Denver.
Even though Denver does suck.
Yeah, I mean, they sucked last year and they beat our ass. So
yeah, you want to know why? Because DTR and his turnover. We had the turnovers led to it. Like I said, if we stay healthy and don't turn the ball over, we're going to be good. But those are 2 big ifs. So
that or maybe like Jacksonville. I feel like.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like, I just feel like we match up too well with them, and like it's like one mistake game,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens. The first
which one?
time.
The first one?
Yeah, because I feel like we usually it's 50-50 split with the Ravens. Usually it seems most of the time. So I feel like we're gonna get it out of the way early. We're gonna lose to them, and then we're gonna learn from our mistakes. We're gonna bounce back.
It's gonna be hard to beat them in Baltimore, the last game of the season.
Prime time.
Hey. That would, amp us out, right? Amp us up to beat them even more.
Wait, like we gotta consider though, like, is it gonna be like last year's Cincinnati game where like we already clinched, or they already clinched and they don't play anybody?
Right. It's waiting to see. That's the fun part.
But I mean, honestly, if it's gonna come down, if it's for the division,
right?
That would be awesome.
Bloodbath. That's gonna be a bloodbath.
Guys, remember our freaking bet?
Oh yes, I was reminded of it. I'm gonna probably do it like right here.
I didn't pick a spot yet, but it's probably gonna be like.
You're gonna do there? That'll hurt like hell.
I don't know. That'd be kind of cool though, just to like have it like here.
Worst for me is here. That was the worst.
I mean, I got one.
The worst. You can do whatever you want.
There. That didn't hurt.
You could do. Hey, it's your body, your choice. Wherever you want.
Right.
You can't be married. You can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery now. I
told you I want to be cremated, and I could just have it cut. Oh no, there was an episode of Curb that.
Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yes, that touched on this whole instance because Larry's mom allegedly had a tattoo, so she had to be buried with the criminals.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll be buried with the criminals. Fine. I don't care.
All right. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing this. And I thought it would be nice. It'll be a nice treat for us and for the viewing audience to watch the video of the Browns schedule release. I thought it was cool. I thought it was sweet.
I loved it.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and get this set up, and I'll start playing it. And I did this last night, and I'm going to go ahead and do it again tonight. I'm going to do that.
I like how groovy it is.
Lebowski type of.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Big Lebowski.
So much. Who's the dude?
Yeah. This is awesome.
This part killed me. That would be me. That would be me.
Hear the kid crying in the background.
That would be me.
Nice spare.
I don't remember the last time I went there.
Tommy's Cutlets.
Who is that guy in the tank top?
I have no idea.
He's massive. He's bigger than the machine. Look at him.
I know. That thing in half.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm angry. Roar.
Yeah. Roar.
I like the music to this.
Me too. Super crazy.
No. Oh, this is fun.
Girl, stop sitting around. Clean up. Lane 10 now. Get a move on, sunshine.
I love it. That's amazing. Oh, I love this part too. Hey Meg, that could be our new tattoo.
That one, those are the tattoos.
Well, we both love horses.
Oh, I love the next Ravens one.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yes. All right. Who is this guy?
You've never seen it? Pete Weber?
No,
Oh my gosh, he's a professional bowler.
What's up, Grant?
that's what I guessed. I thought Weber. Okay.
And he he's the dude that hit the strike and was like, "Who do you think you are? I am."
He's the dude.
Who do you think you are? I am. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
That was
Beautiful.
really well done. And it looked like a lot of fun to make.
Yeah, it did look like it was a lot of fun. The look on Deshaun's face was like, "Oh, what an actor! Who is this guy?" Oh, wonderful,
Freaking
wonderful.
play, my guy. Come on.
Oh, who's excited for the season?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we already are. I mean, we're like, it's May 17th, and we're like,
Chomping at the bit. Like,
yeah, we're already.
let us
Well,
know.
the first preseason game will be August 10th against the Packers. Saturday, and the day after the golf outing for you guys
Right.
is the Vikings game. And my
The
friend,
golf outing?
yeah, my
For,
friend that I had the
For
tickets
boozy
with,
sport.
'cause
For-
he was talking about like maybe he could take. He is seeing somebody now, and he might take her to a game, and he wanted to know if there's a game I'd give up, and maybe there's a game he could give up, and I could take Christine. So I was like, well, maybe Christine and I could go to the Sunday night game.
Mm.
Because he's definitely going to the Steelers Thursday night game.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I'm like, well, maybe we could do that. And I said, possibly, which game, if there's a game you want to think, he goes, yeah, well, maybe one of the preseason games. I said, that's fine. I said, probably what might work best is because I got that whole golfing event the day before, maybe he could take her to the Vikings, even though I'd want to go to that one because that'd be the most players playing. It'd be the closest thing to the real thing.
And that's Stefanski's old team. I always love when they have, I love that.
But there's something else. Go ahead. What were you saying, Megan?
Can we also talk about how dumb it is for that final preseason game?
I was just going to say that.
Like, what the heck?
Why? You could say the F word here. It's okay.
What the fuck?
I don't. My. Oh my god.
Like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, what? Who scheduled that game?
Because I thought my understanding was Stefanski was like lobbying the league to have like Detroit, Buffalo, Indianapolis, somewhere close, somebody like that, maybe even Chicago, or
Anywhere but Seattle.
Right.
Yeah.
Jet lag
like-
doesn't bother anybody.
Well, that's 2 weeks before the first game, so I think we'll be okay there. But you're going to have to take 90 guys
Right.
and to a game that's not going to count, that no starters are going to play.
That's like
And
two airplanes full of dudes.
Pretty much. They have to charter 2 planes.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, because the roster, it's not like you have your 53 roster.
Right.
So they'll figure it out. They're not going to take the bus.
That's for sure. It would have to be like two of those, a few of those British buses, like the double deckers.
Jeez.
Could you imagine that? Can you imagine seeing that on the highway? How long it would take them to get there? Like party buses, and then just have all of us.
They would stop at all the sites on the way there.
Yeah, and all of us Browns
Mount
fans,
Rushmore and shit.
like in party buses behind them. Like on the road tailgating behind them. Like,
Clark Griswold and the family truckster.
Yeah, that would be all of us following.
God.
That would be amazing.
Holiday Road playing in the background.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. No eggnog. Nobody's allowed to drink eggnog.
Is that Christmas Vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a classic. Yep. Okay. Well, I think I'm excited for the schedule. I'm excited. I am most excited for the opener because I remember the atmosphere against the Bengals. Just that first opener, being there, and just the way we utterly dominated them.
It was a shitty weather game too. Remember, it was raining.
Yeah.
Yep. Joe Burrow got the excuses for paying bad, but not Deshaun Watson. So it's interesting. People get the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
But others don't. But I'm going to switch gears here and talk about something else. And I actually cleared this with you guys, and you could say your opinion on. Are you familiar with what the Kansas City kicker Harrison Buckner said at that commencement ceremony? How familiar are you with it? Do you know what he said? You're nodding. Meg's nodding. I kind of briefed you a little bit.
Give me a brief. I just saw it was trending on X, and I didn't know.
Yeah. You didn't know why?
Right.
It was considered controversial what he said. If you want to go ahead, Meg, I'll let you go ahead if you want to say what you.
I mean, it's so like intense, like what he was said.
Yeah, he was
like,
he was in tears talking about his wife and what she meant to him.
Right.
It was very
But there's
emotional.
also just like, I don't know. I just didn't feel like it was kind of the right place to say what he had to say about women and like where they need to like be and
in the kitchen. Is he one of those?
Yeah, and like have babies and like
not
having families. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
You don't do that at a college. You don't
exactly.
It was at a Catholic college.
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter.
And like he's talking to like. Calling out females who are literally graduating,
right,
and probably looking forward to like their next job,
right.
And this guy is kind of
he didn't read the room. I mean, anything academic. Like I've been an academic my whole life. I've seen all this nonsense firsthand. That's not the time or the place to do that. Everybody's celebrating at their commencement. It's supposed to be motivating. And Jesuit school or not, it doesn't matter. Be positive to your audience and wish them the best and the best for their futures instead of talking down to them like they're lesser human beings because they're female. And that's the takeaway. And he was totally in the wrong for doing so.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this, playing devil's advocate, just you can answer this. If it were a woman that said that,
She'd be wrong too.
She'd be wrong too. You wouldn't be
Hell
back.
yeah.
You'd be wrong too. I just don't think that's a place that you like voice.
Okay, because my problem with the NFL and how they handled it was, if you're going to support people protesting the national anthem because you feel like they have that First Amendment right to, which they do, nobody put anybody in jail for it, then you have to be the same way with him saying what he said at a commencement speech. So whether you agree with it or not, disagree with it or agree with it, that's my problem with it, and meaning with the way the league handled it, not necessarily what he said. I'm an advocate for family. I'm an advocate for being a parent. I don't know what it's like to be a mother because I never was one, so I didn't have to do that. But I will tell you, from the time I was 30 up until I was about 36 and a half, I lived alone. I came home to a house, had a dog and a cat, and pretty much dated women here and there. But by the time I turned 35, none of my relationships were successful. And I didn't know why. I couldn't understand why. And then I finally, it's like it hit me. I had a female friend, a coworker that was married, give me the best advice of my life. And I always say that if you want to talk to people about relationships, talk to people who have been married for a long time. And you want me to tell you what she said to me? I mean, since I'm here, I might as well just let people know. And this is going to sound terrible, but she just looked at me. She goes, "You know what your problem is, Lou?" And I said, "No, what?" She goes, "You're too hot." I went, "What?" And she said, "You're too hot and you're too easy. You're too nice." I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "Women will date you for a little bit to sleep with you. And then when they're done having fun, that's it. You have to be more selective and make better choices before you invest time and energy in somebody. Because you might think, hey, we're going to be going this for the long term, but actually they weren't thinking the same thing." And I was like, okay. So that was about 6 months. I went through, didn't go through, just like if I'm getting to know somebody, if I saw a red flag, I'm like, I didn't sell them. Just kind of okay, this is not what I'm looking for. This isn't what I want. Like I think I told you, Sherry, about the one, all I did was have lunch with her twice.
Yeah.
And the second time I had lunch with her, she was telling me a story. This was back when Brady Quinn was playing for the Browns. She told me this story, how we're just getting to know each other, nothing serious, anything. She goes, yeah, this guy, she friend zoned this guy. Okay. But this guy took her to a Browns game, paid for everything. Okay. And she said once she got into the stadium, she ditched him to hang out with her friends.
That's a bitch move.
Yeah, yes. You told me that story.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And she laughed about it while eating.
Well, yeah, she's a really bad person.
I went, okay. I didn't say anything. I didn't stop the lunch. I didn't get up and leave or anything, but I just never talked to her again.
Yeah.
I just was like, okay. Well, hey, thank you for lunch. Blah, blah, blah. That was it. It was nice seeing you. But that was just red flag, done. Because the old me would have been like, oh, I'm still going to get laid. That would have been the old me. But I just was like, no. And there was another one that I was getting to know, and I talked to her, and then she's telling me the story how, like, on a Thursday night, she got so drunk at the bar, she left her debit card. I'm like, yeah, that's a red flag.
Right.
Mm-hmm. There was another one. This was right before I met my wife. The weekend before, actually. I was just out with my friend Dale. We're hanging out. We're drinking. She came up to me at the bar. And she says, "You're cute. Can I have your number?" I swear to God, that's what she said to me. And I'm like, we just started talking. She was a good looking woman, but just talking to her and just, oh, can we talk first? That's what I said to her.
Right.
We started talking, and she was a single mom. And she got to go out every other weekend when her ex had the kids. So we exchanged numbers. I'm like, okay, I'll give her a chance. Maybe she's figuring that. Exchanged numbers. I texted her once and I left her a voicemail once. In 2 weeks, I did not hear from her until the night she didn't have the kids anymore. She texted me, "Hey, what's up?" And that because the next weekend I met Christine and I was out with Christine when I got that text, and I'm like, no, because I know what she wanted. If she wanted to get to know me, she would have called me back or texted me back.
Right.
She just wanted a piece of Lou. I'm going. No,
I know.
I'm going somewhere with this. No, I'm going somewhere with
No,
this.
go ahead.
Well, I met Christine and I took my time with her, and here we are 15 years later. We're married with 2 kids, and I had the lifestyle of having that career, being alone, coming home to an empty house, and I know what it feels like. And I really didn't think I could be happy. The happiest I've ever been in my life is being a dad and having a family and having a wife. Now, that's me putting a positive spin on my choices and what I've done. And I think, he could have put it a better way, maybe, if you want to say that. I didn't listen to the entire thing. I heard bits and pieces.
I don't know. Is he a smart person, though? He might just be an idiot. I mean, because you have to know your audience.
I could tell you the TikToks and the videos I see of women that they get sold a bill of goods divorcing their husbands, and they think the grass is greener.
Right.
It's not. It's not. Well,
Right.
the dating pool is not what they think it is, because they think that they're in their 30s and 40s and they're not in their 20s. They're not going to have their pick of the best guys like they used to, especially if they're single moms. They're wondering why they're dealing with chads and that are pumping them and dumping them. So I've seen those videos. Yeah.
Chads and Brads at the gym.
Chads and Brads at the gym. That was me. But the best thing that could have happened to me was being a dad and being a husband. The thing is, my wife does. A marriage isn't having your wife serving you or being subservient to you. That's not. You guys, you're going through life as a team, and we make decisions together. We make decisions. We talk things through. We figure shit out together, and that's what you do. Like I told you, we had our rules about marriage. If we ever have a disagreement or an argument, we don't do it in front of the kids. We don't disrespect each other in front of the kids, and we don't argue in front of the kids. And I think, and we don't take anything out on the kids.
Oh, of course.
No, we don't. No, and that's well. Look, if we're supposed to treat each other with respect, mutual respect, and courtesy, and we want our kids to do that, we have to do that in front of them, because how we are with each other is how they're going to be to other people. How we react. That's where they learn it from. They learn it from the parents. That's why I always see when kids are brats and little shits, I meet the parents and I'm like, that's okay. I knew how that happened. But defending family and even motherhood or just being a parent, I'll do that. Absolutely. I just think that the grass isn't always greener, and sometimes here's another thing I'd say too, being married, the happiness of the wife, it's the husband's problem if she's not happy, but it's the wife's responsibility to talk to him about it. Does that make sense? Okay. I don't want to bore you guys with my relationship and advice.
I'm just looking at this hockey score.
What's the hockey score?
Are you watching? Are you looking at this too?
1-1.
I know.
What is it?
Going to overtime.
We're tied. We're tied at 1. There's 2 minutes left in the
tied
third.
At 1.
Well, you don't know. 2 minutes left. You never know what could happen. Nobody's pulling their goalies.
Nobody. You don't want to pull a goalie. So this is the Florida Panthers
and the Boston Bruins. Oh, jeez, they're still playing.
What's the series at? I mean, let me pull it up on my app. So I excited you guys so much
that we had to pivot to a new sport. Hockey's way more exciting than relationships.
No, not even relationships. I'm just talking about. See, the thing. What our culture has done, taught us. I think he was what I would have said instead of saying the absence of men. I said the absence of fathers.
Right. Okay. Or a nurturing perspective from a male point of view.
Yeah, that having a father. I mean, that's
right. Or having a father.
Well, you watch a sitcom, the father's an idiot.
Right. The
The
Simpsons.
father it started with the Simpsons, but yeah, the father's a moron. Or he's a bumbling idiot. He can't do anything. He can't do. It's just like, all right. So that's just stuff like that culturally, or they think that being a parent's miserable, and it's not. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's awesome. So since just looking back, I can't believe how, when like the first time I was like, oh shit, I told you we were watching a college football game. It was a Saturday night. Isabella was born on a Saturday morning. I'm holding her. The nurse comes in and said, "You guys want to go home tomorrow?"
What just happened?
What do you mean?
No!
What? Did it happen? Did it happen?
Did Florida just score? I'm telling a story about when I became a dad, and all of a sudden they're going to hockey.
Did it happen? Did it
God
happen?
Damn it!
You should have had your jersey on.
The Nashville Predators scored. So
it was the last 2 minutes. Oh man. Oh man.
That's it. Bruins are done.
They're done for the season. Yeah, they're done.
And the Pacers are beating the Knicks. Just so anybody knows. So anyway, the nurse came up to us and asked us if we wanted to go home tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, so we're leaving. And we're like, oh shit, we got to take the kid with us. I was like, oh, we're responsible for a human life now. It was just one of those things that we just like, that's when it hits you. It's like, oh.
That's like when I brought Moses home. I'm like, oh fuck, there's a puppy.
Yeah. That's how I feel with Cooper.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah. Puppies are a lot of work.
So much work. The potty training. Oh my God. The endless potty training.
Well, okay. People. Well, back to the Buckner thing. People are. You have a right to disagree with what he said. Fuck. There's a fly. You have a right to disagree with what he said. That's fine. And people had a right to disagree with other things that other players have said and done. One thing I wanted to say was somebody was making a comparison to Watson. Like, oh, they'll hate this guy for talking about family, but they said Watson was going to massage parlors. No, he wasn't. That wasn't what was happening. What's so funny?
No, nothing. I just
Watson's going to massage.
Yeah. Just like the pivot there was like.
No, he wasn't. No, somebody said that.
All over his masseuse.
Yeah, no, he was. Some of them were coming to his house with a table, as far as I know, and they were being set up by the team, getting NDAs signed by the team. So, yeah, that's why. Plus, Deshaun Watson was never charged with any crime. Ray Lewis was actually charged with a crime. He went to court.
He did.
What?
No, he did. He absolutely did. Yeah, murder. Yeah. He's a little bit murdery. Just a little bit murdery. It was a little bit murdery.
A little bit. He got
acquitted. Did he ever go to jail?
Who, Ray Lewis? No, he was acquitted.
Pussy.
What? What the hell did she do?
I said pussy.
Because he got acquitted?
Yeah.
He couldn't handle jail.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Could you imagine him just like going out in the yard of a jail doing his dance?
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Like in an orange jumpsuit?
Right? It doesn't go with my. Like he wouldn't be able to.
Slide. Right, I'm done.
Can you imagine like all of Ravens Nation bringing him soap on a? Nope. It would be us. It would be
that was another thing. So I pointed out to somebody. Just some of the national misconceptions of the Browns and just Deshaun Watson kind of kills me. It just blows my mind that like they'll give other quarterbacks the benefit of the doubt, even Roethlisberger at the time. But Not Watson. Do you think it's more because it's Watson or because of the Browns?
Because it's Watson.
You think so?
Yeah.
The Browns don't have we don't have the reputation right now. We're still, it's a slow process. We've been building it for the last 5 years because this is our 5th year with Stefanski and Barry, and it's like they're going to get extended. It's going to continue, and I think we're going to consistently win for the next 4 or 5 years, and they'll find like, okay, this organization's for real, because there's still a perception that we're in salary cap trouble when we're not. So, that's another myth. Well, when we were at the Top Dog tailgate, Megan, are you familiar with Jack Duffin, the Orange and Brown Report?
No.
Okay, I did. I had an interview with him, and I put on. He's pretty much a salary cap expert, and he went through all the numbers and everything and what they do and how they restructure and the strategy. He even predicts that, say, when Watson's in around training camp, they could do another restructure this year to save $30 million to carry over into next year by adding a void year onto his current deal. That way, if it doesn't work out, they're just gonna have to pay another $46 million an extra year. But by that time, the cap will be up so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how they're strategizing this. That's kind of like what they were expecting. It goes, as long as the owner's still willing to spend the money he's spending, and as long as nothing catastrophic happens like another COVID, and the league's revenue is still going to be coming in like it is, and the cap's still going to be going up, they could definitely sustain this. So,
dude, I just need him to. I need him to play.
Yes,
I still am so not sold on him. I need him
on Watson.
Yeah, I just
okay.
Isn't like I just like play a season and be consistent. Like I'm tired of I can have a hangnail. I don't think I can go out there.
Yeah, because we got Jameis Winston now, so I mean, there's competition for QB1, and somebody needs to step up and be the driver.
Yeah, I think he just needs to play and consistently put it together. I think he goes out against Dallas and has a great game. And that's a nationally big national television audience. Tom Brady's debut game.
That'll I forgot.
But he went out and had a great game against Cincinnati.
Yeah,
and then shit the bed the next 2 games. And you're like, what's going on? Or whatever games.
It was he shit the bed. The only bad game he had was in Pittsburgh because.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because he was rattled, and I think the team was rattled because I don't think he understood.
Threw a pick 6 the second play of the game.
Yep, and he did the same thing in Baltimore.
Yeah,
same thing in Baltimore. Yeah. He's like, again? Jesus. I remember he went back to the sideline. He said that. And then he came out in the second half, broken shoulder, high ankle sprain, 14 for 14, and we won. We beat Baltimore. And I'm thinking, wow, that was awesome. But then I remember that morning I did an article. I had it posted for who I was writing for at the time. And I submitted it. And all of a sudden that news broke. And I'm like, hey, hold on. Let me rewrite
before the Steeler game, remember?
Yeah. And then we had to start DTR.
I woke up on like a Tuesday and it was like, hey, Watson's out the rest of the year. And I'm going,
what happened? Right?
Yeah. He was able to. They think that injury came from the Tennessee game because when he landed on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they think that's what happened. So that's possible. And it just kind of progressively got worse after that, and kept taking the hits on that shoulder. It's like I said, knocking on wood, staying healthy, getting Nick Chubb back healthy and productive. I don't think he's going to be
as much as like I don't even think you need Nick Chubb. Like, is it going to be great to have him back? Absolutely, but like the roster is put together now, so like
I think if we have,
there's no excuse to not play well.
Right. I think at this point, if we get him for a playoff push, the year, and if we have him fresh legs in the playoffs, okay, we got something,
Right.
Yeah. And I would absolutely love it. Hey, like I said, I remember the bet right here.
What if this thing actually lands?
We can't back out.
We have. No, we won't. I won't back out.
I'm not backing out.
I'm not backing out. We have. You know, we have to do. We have to do it together. We each get our tattoos, and we will like. I don't know if we'll go live. We can't go live while we're getting them because it takes a long time. But we'll get video of it, you know, throughout and put it on Bougie Sports for Lana to laugh at. Yeah.
Oh, it'll go out everywhere.
I don't know. I feel like if it's one of those things where it's the last game, that Raven game, and it's like, guys, we could win the division. The three of us need to watch the game together.
Well, yeah, hell yeah.
I could do that. Well, yeah, depending on what day and time it is. All right, we'll watch the game together. If I probably cannot broadcast the game here.
No, we don't need to do that.
No.
I'll have it on. We'll have it on the side. We'll make our comments and our commentary and hear me swearing. You swearing all you want to.
That's extra cursy, extra screaming.
Extra cursy, extra screaming. Yes, but
all the good.
So I'm gonna go on another hour about relationships if it's okay with you guys.
Yeah, no.
Like we'll glaze over.
We'll
glaze over
like. Well, no, that's
something I don't even want to talk about.
When I was at the Top Dog tailgate and I was talking to these guys about salary cap and the restructuring of the contracts and how it works, it was like their eyes just like glazed over. It was just like I might as well have been talking about quantum physics. I'm like,
well, yeah. Again, you got to know your audience.
Well, I didn't know those. It was other podcasters. I thought they would kind of find it interesting.
Everybody likes numbers. That stuff is
no.
Kind of like...
It fascinates me how they're doing it. It fascinates me just that how the Browns are doing it because you basically got the nerds running the show.
Well, so, right. As long as the nerds are running it, then
yeah, we're good. Well, I wouldn't call Stefanski necessarily a nerd, but I think that the cap people.
He's a nerd. He's an Ivy Leaguer. He's a nerd.
Possibly, but I think truthfully, I think they're a little bit ahead of the curve because there's only two other teams doing what we're doing. It's the Eagles and the 49ers. The 49ers are getting away with it because of the hell their quarterback name. My brain fart. Brock Purdy. He's on a very small rookie contract.
Right.
You know, he took him to the Super Bowl. You know.
Right.
So he might be asking for money. Yeah, But what? Trying to remember the contract for the Eagles quarterback. I don't know what he's on. I don't know what kind of a deal he has. But actually, if you think about it, look who got more money. Look at the deal Jared Goff got in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. Watson's now like the 8th or 9th highest paid quarterback, but they'll still harp on it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I don't know if like you said, if it has anything to do with anything, it is what it is. But like I said, I think he has to go on the field and play and shut his critics up.
Right.
So and even if he's top 10, this roster, we're gonna win games. We're gonna win games. So
guys, I mean, look what we did last year. They weren't really any.
I'm gonna be excited to see just Jameis Winston at training camp.
I'm not.
I just want to see what he can do. It's been a minute since I paid attention to that dude.
When the last time you paid attention to him? Florida State.
Yep.
When he was shoving crab legs down his pants.
I told you.
Fucking idiot.
Shoplifting crab legs.
It kills me every time because Publix is so expensive. I would do the same thing, but I didn't want to get arrested. I didn't play a sport, so I wouldn't have like somebody coming to bail me out.
Yeah, you're an academic. You can get
right,
out.
Exactly. I wasn't.
You could do their algebra homework. They'll let you out.
In my pockets, running out of Publix.
But anyway, I think.
Remember when he did that thing like in the huddle, and he was like,
yeah.
And then he does the
He's
I don't know what he does. He goes like this, like for a W. Like the guy is freaking bananas. He's like,
Yeah,
it tastes good.
Like, okay,
he's a goof. He's a goof.
We get it. Seafood is delicious. We all agree. For those of us who do not have seafood allergies and do not keep kosher, we know seafood is delicious.
It is.
It is.
I love crab legs.
So does
Crab legs are good.
They're delicious.
They're very good.
But I can eat them. I can only do it like once a year.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to get to.
Too much work. No, in Vegas they do it for you. They like shave them in half with like a buzzsaw, and that's why you guys never been to any of the buffets where they.
No,
oh my God.
Well, I've been to Vegas. I've been to Vegas.
No offense, but I'm not trusting crab legs from a freaking Vegas buffet.
No. This was like $100, $100+ a person place. Like
I get waffles at the
Bellagio.
The
Bellagio.
I'll get like a waffle, put like scrambled egg, and then put another waffle and make it into a sandwich.
It was at the Bellagio. It was.
You never did that?
It was over $100.
That's too many calories for me, man.
You gotta train like I do.
Yeah. And then they had the little desserts that came in those little things, and you could have like a tray of desserts.
So are we planning a road trip for the Raiders game?
Oh, that'd be dope.
With Spider, we'll be on there with Spider and
that would be
get cookies from Lana.
Little forks for the crab legs.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I think it's time that we can wrap this up. Is there any final thoughts before we go? Anything?
I don't know.
Well, congratulations to the Florida Panthers.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations.
So what's next up for the Panthers?
I think they play Rangers.
Yeah, they play the Rangers next.
Is it the conference finals next?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's the Stanley Cup finals after that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Eastern Conference Finals. Yep. All right. Cool. Well, good for them. Oh, hey, sorry, Megan. Just shit happens. Hey, shit happens.
Next year.
Yeah.
Shit happens. So, all right. For Burning River Browns Talk, Fanatical Elves Network, Fans First Sports Network, I am Lou Marconi. About to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Megan Donovan, for joining me again and putting up with my bullshit.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Well, thanks. Thank you, Sherry. Always. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I am Lou Marconi. This is the Burning River Browns Talk. Just remember, when the river burns, it always burns brown and orange. And I will see you guys.
Oh yeah! What a line!
I say that at the end of every one of my shows.
No, I don't know why. I just realized that, but that fired me up. I'm like ready to go to war right now.
I didn't start playing the music yet. I always say that, don't I, Sherry? Don't I?
I'm about to enlist.
Oh, thank you. That was my line. That's like my catchphrase thing.
Meg.
I'm gonna run through a freaking wall.
Wow. I came up with that all by myself.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I came up with a Burning River Browns Talk idea too. That because I was brainstorming with John Suchan when he called me, and he's like, "Oh, I like the sound of that." And I said, "Yeah, I can get a graphic made. I can get this." Because I had the idea I was going to do a morning show, but he said, "Hey, it's easier to do it at night and get it out in the morning." I was like, "Sure, like whatever's easiest for you guys. I'm cool with it. I'm easy." Yeah, like the married lady told me, I was too good looking and too easy. So that's it. You keep in mind that was like 15 years ago, so I was a lot younger back then. All right.
Yes. Now we are serious again.
Yes. I'll let you know when we're off the air.